Nike, an organization that got her on a bargain basement deal and is telling her, well, we're going to wait to promote you until we're done promoting Asia Wilson. And she's in the middle of all of these racial discussions that she has nothing to do with, wants nothing to do with, and then they're demonizing her face.
This year's WNBA season, it was announced that Caitlin Clark signed a massive endorsement deal with Nike. This deal was for 8 years, $28 million with a signature sneaker included. Now, at the time, a lot of us were so excited about this. Nike is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand. $28 million for the brand, $28 million at the time, while some people, including myself, were saying that this might be a little bit too low because of the superstar that she is. It seemed to be like a fantastic deal. Now, since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
Imagine signing the most exciting rookie in WNBA history, and then nothing. No advertisements, no merchandise, no hype. That's precisely what Nike is doing with Caitlin Clark, while Adidas is fully engaged. Let's explore this puzzling situation and its implications for the future of women's sports marketing.
Set single-season rookie records for points, assists, and three-pointers. Her 337 assists were a WNBA single-season record overall.
You might be wondering, wait, isn't Caitlin Clark a big deal? Absolutely. She's not just any rookie. She's the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. But there's more. Clark isn't just talented. She's record-breaking, shattering records for points, assists, and three-pointers left and right. So why is Nike remaining so quiet?
Personally don't understand how a brand like Nike, who has had athletes like Serena Williams, like LeBron James, like Michael Jordan, who branched off and made his own brand in itself, who has Wnba, who, by the way, they signed Wnba for an over $100 million contract, which this is absolutely no shade to Wnba. I love Wnba. He is a up-and-coming superstar, and there was so much hype for him coming into the league. However, I will say that Caitlin Clark has created more buzz around the basketball landscape and has actually transformed and revived a league that was the WNBA, and she is getting paid a measly $28 million for 8 years as opposed to Wemby's $100. I believe that Caitlin Clark, if they would have released a signature shoe for her this season, they would have made a...
Now you might be wondering what's happening behind the scenes. Is it a strategy, a miscalculation, or something else entirely? We're about to delve into the drama, and trust me, it's more twisted than a Clark crossover.
Man, that contract she signed seemed pretty reasonable. It's like, wow, Caitlin Clark comes out of Iowa, and I started saying after her junior year in college, like, hey man, she's the biggest star in college sports. And then after what she did at Iowa her senior year, I started saying, hey, I think she's going to be the biggest star in sports. And we've never seen this. This is a woman in America that is going to dwarf the men in terms of popularity.
Can you believe Nike might be fumbling their biggest opportunity of the year while sitting on the sidelines? Meanwhile, Adidas is making bold moves. Is Nike making the biggest marketing blunder of the year? Let's find out.
Now they have this woman, and she's made the WNBA relevant. And I'm like, why isn't she being promoted? And how did Nike get her at such a reasonable, wasn't it a 22 or 32?
$28 million
over 8 years. I'm like, that doesn't add up.
You'd expect a massive deal to generate significant hype, right? Well, brace yourself because Nike's latest move, or lack thereof, is about to append everything you think you know about sports marketing. We're talking about a $28 million deal with Caitlin Clark, the hottest name in women's basketball right now. But here's the kicker. Since April 7th, it seems like Nike has forgotten they even signed her.
For Iowa Caitlin, though it wasn't exactly pushed on the public, there has been no Nike commercial for Clark as a pro. Let that sink in. No Caitlin Clark commercial She's had 4 years of being the biggest star in all of sports, driving all these television ratings. No Nike commercial. That was me. Now back to Ethan Strauss. Now Clark's Fever are in the WNBA playoffs, and she's wearing Kobe sneakers instead of her own signature brand.
Can you believe it? No merchandise, no ads, nothing at all. It's as if they have a winning lottery ticket and are simply letting it collect dust. You might be wondering, wait, are they serious? Trust me, I'm just as confused as you are.
Officially official, Caitlin Clark is your WNBA Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year, one last award to cap off just an incredible season from Caitlin Clark. It was kind of weird because we knew this was happening last week. It got leaked. Really, we knew this was happening well over a month ago internally. But to see it finally official from the WNBA was cool yesterday. She received 66 of the 67 votes.
Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, breaking records for points, assists, and three-pointers left and right. You name it, she's dominating it. So, why isn't Nike shouting her name from the rooftops?
Nike lucked into the marketing chance of a generation, and they're using that to advertise old product. Why is it happening this way? Now here's the money. Based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete Asia Wilson. But beyond Wilson, it's about the culture of the company that's more concerned with quelling noise rather than making it as Nike once used to.
He reports Nike wants to prioritize Asia Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time.
Why is the WNBA marketing the playoffs leading with Asia Wilson and not Kelsey Mitchell? Not Caitlin Clark. Why? Why are they? No, you're white. You have to stand in line. We're committed to Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson's not going to sell a shoe. Period. End of story.
It gets even stranger when you examine how Nike is treating their other athletes. Take Asia Wilson, for example. Since Clark's signing, Nike has been all over Wilson with multiple promotional posts. It's almost as if they're playing favorites, but with the wrong favorite.
Know that they have fired people, hired new people, like there's a lot of moving parts. That to me, I know they're blaming some of it on that, but that seems to be such a small, minor detail when you have the gold mine that is Caitlin Clark. It seems to me that it is more on the political side as to why Caitlin Clark is not getting the praise, the commercials, the ads, the merch, like all of the things that she should have gotten during this rookie season.
You might be asking yourself, is this some kind of strategy? If it is, it's certainly a head-scratcher. Nike has hit the jackpot with Caitlin Clark. An 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal is no small potatoes. It's the kind of deal that should have marketing teams working overtime, not taking a nap.
Was first announced, we also got to see the other offers that were on the table for Caitlin Clark, and as you can see, Under Armour offered her 4 years for $16 million, which by a year-by-year basis, she would actually be making more per year if she had signed with Under Armour. However, it was a shorter deal. Under Armour came to her and said that she could be the face of the women's line on the Steph Curry side because her and Steph's game is so similar.
But here's where it gets really interesting. While Nike has been hitting the snooze button, other brands are wide awake and making bold moves. It's like watching a basketball game where one team forgot to show up while the other team runs up the score.
During this rookie season, Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan.
Now you might be thinking, sure, Nike knows what they're doing, right? But the silence is deafening. It's not just odd. It could potentially be costing them big time. Every day without a Caitlin Clark ad or merchandise is a day someone else could be cashing in on her popularity.
This year it's all a little different, and we can thank Caitlin Clark for that. The Indiana Fever set an all-time WNBA attendance record. Folks, throughout this entire season, over 500,000 fans have now watched Caitlin Clark play basketball. Over 500,000 fans have watched Caitlin Clark break record after record after record in her rookie season for the WNBA. The Indiana Fever recently reported that 503,000 visitors have attended the team's 31 home and away games this season.
Think about it. How often does a player come along who can single-handedly boost viewership and ticket sales? Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. Right now, it feels like Nike is benching their star player before the game even starts. So what's happening behind the scenes at Nike? Are they planning some massive surprise campaign, or have they somehow missed the memo on just how big Caitlin Clark really is? It's a mystery that has everyone in the sports world scratching their heads.
She landed a major endorsement deal with Adidas. This partnership is a game changer. It's a huge win for Clark and for women's basketball.
While Nike has been playing hide and seek, Adidas has made a game-changing move. Caitlin Clark, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, is the focus of their strategy. Recently, Billie Jean King, Adidas' global ambassador, took to social media to celebrate Clark's historic season, highlighting her record-breaking achievements, including being the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double and scoring the most points in a rookie season. Adidas isn't just praising Clark. They're strategically riding the wave of what's being called the Caitlin Clark effect. Attendance at games has surged, with fans, especially young girls, rallying behind her. With a 40% growth in WNBA viewership since Clark's arrival, Adidas is positioning itself to capitalize on this momentum, demonstrating the significant impact she has had on the sport. In 2023, regular season viewership for the WNBA grew by 20%, and now, with Caitlin Clark's impact, it has skyrocketed by 180%, resulting in an astonishing 400% increase overall. Ticket sales for the 2024 season are up 93% compared to last year, an explosion of growth that can't be ignored. Adidas isn't just promoting Clark as an athlete. They're positioning themselves as champions of women's basketball. With an 8-figure endorsement deal, they plan to release a line of Caitlin Clark shoes, catering to the many girls and women who admire her. Imagine workout shoes, basketball shoes, and casual wear, all inspired by Clark. The colorway will feature navy blue, yellow, and red, reflecting her ties to the Iowa teams.